Hello, everyone. Welcome to Touchline Gossip. In the weekend, Manchester United had a glimpse of hope, but it was shattered. But the impossible was still impossible. With this, I welcome you to Touchline Gossip. I have with me Maven and Oluwaseun. Hello, Maven.
Hello, everyone. It's a beautiful time again. Looking forward to discussing everything in the world of sports with Shehu and Temi. So, you're all
Thank you.
welcome. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Oluwaseun. Hello.
Yeah, nice to be here again this weekend. Yeah.
All right. So let's get down to the matter. Manchester City 3, Manchester United 1. From the start, yeah? 8 shot on targets for Manchester City, just one for Manchester United. 8 shot off target for Manchester City, one for Manchester United. 11 block shots for Manchester City, zero for Manchester United, and the possession was 74 to 26. I think it summed up everything about the match. What do you think, Oluwaseun?
Yeah, I think that's the problem that Manchester United have been having for the past couple of games. They've been conceding a lot of shots. Yeah, I think from that same game they conceded about 27 shots, and they had their moments. A wonderful goal by Marcus Rashford in the 8th minute, and he could have gone 2-0 up at some point. But he didn't take his chance. And things like that, whenever they happen, you can't afford to do that when you're playing a, a great side like Manchester City. You have to always take your chances. And it's not surprising that, they tried up to like around 56 minutes before they considered the equalizer. And that's been the recurring issue, especially when you're playing Manchester City and you don't take your chances. It happened with Chelsea some weeks ago. They couldn't take their chances, and look at that Rodri's deflected shot that was able to get them the equalizer. So when you're playing Manchester City, you can't just afford to be conceding shots or and at the same time, not taking your chances. No, it's not gonna all go well. Yeah. So I think that's one of the issues with the game. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Maven, goalkeeper save 5-0. Thanks to Onana, it could have probably be 7-1 or 8-1. People have been criticizing Onana for some time now, but I think he saved them a little bit in this game. What do you think?
Well, a goalkeeper is always only as good as his defense. No matter how good you are as a goalkeeper, you are just one man, and you are human, right? Onana is human, and while the banter is sweet for people like me and all of us here, the truth is that he tried his best. He can only try, honestly. The banter will continue, but I have to commend him. He tried in some ways, and he kept the goal line still within a reasonable range. It could have been more, but then Manchester United had their moments, like Sean said. I was actually rooting for them. Remember, I said anything that would bring City down, I'm all for it. But somewhere in my brain, I knew that it's City, right? And they didn't see themselves losing that game, and they came back in the second half with all fire blazing, and United had to pay the price. So it was a wonderful game. I enjoyed it so much.
Thank you. Oluwaseun, counter attacks 5 for Manchester United and 2 for Manchester City. When I looked at the game critically from the tactical point of view, the formation made by Eric Ten Hag could have worked if the wingers were not lazy. He played 2 midfielder up front, so it was like 2 false 9 in McTominay and Bruno Fernandes. So they will be flat in the midfield with Menu and Casemiro. So Rashford and Garnacho was meant to go inside with counter attack. They had 5 chances for that, but like you said, they didn't make use of their chances.
Yeah. I don't know if you were following Manchester United from the when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was their manager. They have been playing like that, especially when they play big sides. They try to go on the counter, and which was effective for them during most of those games. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was able to get the best of Pep Guardiola so many times. and this did not work for them over the weekend. And some people might feel like, oh, maybe uh, for the equalizer, for the equalizing goal from Foden, people could have said that, oh, maybe the foul could have been given, and that could have changed the dynamics of the game. But things like that happen. Like I said earlier, if you don't take your chances, Man City is gonna hurt you. Yeah.
If you don't take your chances, it's gonna be hot. And to the Manchester United fans all over the world watching us, we supported you, but oh no, oh no. And to the second game for the weekend is Brentford Chelsea. It ended 2-2. And one thing that we predicted was the game being a draw. And Oluwaseun, what do you think about your game?
Yeah, I think from my own point of view, it was a disappointing end to the game, especially when you look at the way Chelsea started the first half. They played very well in the first half. It could have gone 2-3 goals up. But when they came back in the second half, kudos to Thomas Frank. He changed the whole dynamics of the team, and they were, trying to close down Chelsea, and it worked. And before you know it, they got the equalizer very early in the second half, and they almost won the game in the 69th minute. Look at that beautiful goal by Wissa. Very nice acrobatic goal. But towards the end of the game, if not for the mistake from their goalkeeper, they could have won the game. So again, the recurring team from Chelsea, missing clear goal scoring chances. Jackson had something like that in the first half. He missed it before he scored the difficult header. And in the second half at 1-1, Palmer could have made the game secured for Chelsea by going 2-1 up, and he missed a clear chance. So those are the kind of things that have been happening with Chelsea. Poor in-game management again from Poch. He waited until they scored 2-1 before he changed the whole structure. And you can, and that's the problem. You don't have to, as a manager, you don't react. You respond to things happening on the pitch. And I think most of the subs came as a result of most of the subs were reactions to what was happening in the game, which should not be. You should respond to changes made by the opposing manager instead of waiting till your team concedes, a goal. Yeah. So again, if you don't take your chances, and just go and look at the number of big chances that Chelsea have missed this season, you'll be surprised. Yeah.
And looking at it, Chelsea was not really bad possession-wise, because possession-wise was 31 to Brentford and 69 to Chelsea. But the game was even, which I think it reflects in the results. Chelsea had 6 goals on target and Brentford 5. Off-target shots was 6 for Chelsea and 6 for Brentford. But you mentioned one thing that I feel is very, very important, which is the in-game management of Pochettino. Same as Erik ten Hag. I think both of them are very, very poor, in my opinion, when it comes to in-game management. What do you think, Maven?
Well, I think it's something that is common with when teams are struggling. The coach wants, the manager wants a result, because you can't go to the fans and the management every week explaining why things did not go your way. So sometimes they want to show that they are proactive, and in the process, they make mistakes. It happened with Emery too, when Arsenal was going through that phase. Most times people say, why did you remove this person? Why did you take out this person? They should have left this person. Even Arteta had that sometimes last season, even from when it started till like when Arsenal started gaining some momentum. And now, because Arsenal has gained some form of confidence, even when they make some substitutions now, people don't talk about it because the results are there. If the game hadn't gone in our way, people would have looked for, what could have gone wrong? And then we'll be having discussions about substitutions. So I blame them, but at the same time, it's because I don't think there's any manager that is happy with losing all the time. But then the game was even to a large extent. And then, like Sean said, chances. Personally, I don't like the way Jackson has been playing recently. I see the tendency to be very good in him, but then he misses these chances that makes me wonder that what is going on in his mind. Maybe he has too many options and then he ends up acting halfway here, halfway there, and then he doesn't get the goal. I think he needs to be more decisive because he could have won the game for Chelsea earlier, and but we will never know. The eventual score was 2-2, right? So, but then it was a balanced game.
Yeah, they call him Drogba Light. But one game I didn't see coming. The scoreline was Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool 1. I felt it was going to be like 4-1 or 5-1, but I do understand because Liverpool have been with a depleted team and they're just trying to put things together to achieve the results. However, what do you think, Maven, about the game, Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool?
Well, Liverpool has a depleted team, like you said. But then, for me, it was painful because Nottingham Forest tried their best, but it was a heartbreak for me. But then we moved. You guys have City next, and then I'll be the happiest guy on that day because either way, it is going to work in my favor. Either way, it's going to work in my favor. So, but then Nottingham Forest tried and they showed a lot of character. But Liverpool, I think it's the mindset of a champion or a champion to be that eventually prevailed. In that, when you have a team that don't see themselves losing, they will grind out that result. That is what shows a team that is ready to win the league. You see it in City, you see it in Liverpool this season. Arsenal will be having a good run of games, but sometimes last season, for instance, the game against is it Bournemouth, the one we won last minute with 3-2.
Yeah.
So that is not giving up. So I think that was what worked in Liverpool's favor. They were not looking from the angle of, we don't have our major players. Whatever comes, we can manage a draw. They came for the win and they didn't stop grinding until the very end. On the other side, Nottingham Forest thought they had it in the bag. That last minute play around the box cost them that goal. They could have played the ball like 23 kilometers away and they will start looking for another ball for throwing and then the game is over. Right? So such attitude determines results sometimes. It could have been a draw, but then it was a win for Liverpool. Luckily for you guys.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And that was Awoniyi gave us the goal. You said he was going to score against us, but hey, he gave the assist to McAllister. But what do you think, Oluwaseun? Will Liverpool keep getting the results or they need back their players?
Yeah, I think Liverpool cannot continue to wing it this way. It's not going to work all the time, especially as the season closes. You want to be at your optimum instead of trying to grind out results. Then going back to the Nottingham game, if not for the wastefulness of the Nottingham players, they could have gotten a very good result. Elanga had 2 clear-cut chances that he missed, and there was one that Gibbs White played. Maybe that was a good block from VVD. Nobody knows, but I think could have done better. So, like I said, please, I want Liverpool to win. Liverpool or Man City to win the league. I don't want Arsenal to win the league. So, Liverpool, please keep getting the results. I think Salah is back, so hopefully, you guys can start winning convincingly instead of trying to win at the death, which will not work all the time.
Yeah, and Maven, Arsenal. The goals keeps coming in, and like Sean said, we are waiting for the time where you find the goal and not find it.
Well, I hope that day never comes. Though I have concerns with our game with City, but then for now we are still on that high, and I know City is going to be the first major test for us. There's a pre-test with Brentford because I know Brentford can be tough if they want to. So it depends on how the first 45 minutes go, in my own opinion. Arsenal I saw a kind of killer attitude in the players that I've not seen in several years. For someone that has been supporting Arsenal for years. I saw these guys, they were not, the Arsenal of say 10 12 years ago, would have ended the first half with maybe just 2 goals. And then the second half might have ended with no goals, and then would be happy with a 2-goal win. But that's kind of, we need more goals. We need to, I saw it in them, and I think it's a good thing. And I hope they can carry that mentality till the end of the season. Even if we get 1 or 2 losses on the way, if they can continue to keep that on the games that they can win, I think we are good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 shot on target for Arsenal and 0 for Sheffield United. I feel like Arsenal is trying to get more goals difference because they are thinking that might be maybe what will happen at the end of the season to make to know who wins the league. I think most teams too are doing. Liverpool is playing 4, Manchester City is trying to score 4, everybody's trying to score 4, 5 goals. Do you think that would be the case, Oluwaseun?
All right. So going back to the game, I think that was an attacking masterclass from Arsenal. Bukayo Saka was, he was unable to be handled. I don't know if that's the good English to say, but that guy was was a menace, for the Sheffield United defenders. And but the only problem I have was the second half, where Arsenal only got 1 goal. I think they could have gotten more goals, especially since they are trying to increase their goal differential. But they have nothing to complain. 6-0 win is still a very good win. Yeah, I don't think Arsenal will continually score this way. It's gonna dry out at some point. But I still feel like they will be able to dispatch teams away, win convincingly 2-0, 3-0. Might not be up to 4-0, 5-0 like before, but I still believe, and that's why I really want Liverpool to win that game, so that they can keep, just advancing in the top of the league. I don't want this Arsenal to win the league, I keep saying that, yeah, I don't want, but I just feel like they're gonna win a lot of games towards the end of the season. Yeah.
And one of the games we predicted or we analyzed last week was Napoli versus Juventus, and we said this was going to be 2-1, and it came to pass. Are we a prophet now? Oluwaseun, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that was a very good game from Napoli, especially as they tried to catch up on European qualification. So it was a very good win. And I think that actually sets Juventus back. They are currently 15 points behind the leaders, Inter Milan. So they should just give up on the league. They should just give up on the league and try to just make a European qualification. But for Napoli, that's a very good one for them. And recent form by Juve is not good. I think they have only won once in the last 5 games, so which is quite disappointing. Yeah. So like you were saying about win being a prophet, sometimes when you look at games like that, it's easy to predict. And I think it was because we were just rooting for Osimhen, and it was not surprising that they were able to win the game 2-1. Based on previous records from last season, Napoli winning the league and coming to the season, even though they have had a disappointing defense of the title, but I think at this stage of the season they are trying to come back and shoot for the European place. Hopefully they are going to get that. I don't know how that's going to happen, but let's see. Yeah.
And now we are the champions. So the Champions League game: Bayern Munich 3, Lazio 0, Real Sociedad 1, Paris Saint-Germain 2. Sheo, Bayern Munich did this, yes, and
all right.
Tuchel improved, yes. Oh no.
No, I don't. I'm not sure that I would call that an improvement on the side of Tuchel, but I just feel like like I said in our previous preview, that Bayern Munich are gonna win, and the reason is not far-fetched. Lazio were just trying to defend because scoring a goal does not really matter at that point. Because Bayern Munich just need to score more goals than. Yeah, because of this away goal rule that has been taken away, teams are very much cautious of trying to be more defensive so that they don't concede too many goals. Yeah, and so thanks to good form from Kane, Harry Kane again, 2 goals, and a very wonderful goal from Muller. But I felt like, the Leeds could have gotten the goal, maybe, because that was a very good volley from the Leeds. Yeah, but so I won't say that's a Tuchel masterclass. I'm being biased, but I would say that was a very good performance from the players themselves. Yeah.
And Mbappe, yes. Can they do without this guy?
I doubt it.
Oh, Paris Saint-Germain. I think they should find a way to bring him back or do something to make him stay. But I don't think that's possible. He wants to go to Real Madrid, and maybe they should allow him leave and buy Osimhen to come and help them. But Maven, Manchester City, I think we knew that already. But Real Madrid 1-1 with RB Leipzig. What do you think?
Well, Manchester City, their game was clear cut already. I knew they were going to win because Pep tried to play his usual mind game. Talk about how Copenhagen is good and all that. Whenever he does that against us now, I'm usually afraid because that means he's going to cook something very brutal. So when he did that against Copenhagen, I knew it would be very hard for Copenhagen to make a comeback. And it was a very nice show for the citizens. And also Real Madrid. Real Madrid tried, but Leipzig were not going to let go so easy. They honestly, if not for chances not being well taken, maybe Leipzig could have caused an upset. But then I think we all agree that there is a kind of tacit knowledge of how to play the Champions League.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Madrid and Bayern and Barcelona and Liverpool, and Chelsea have been able to gather over the years that makes them always win in most cases when things like this happen. So I think that was what happened with Real Madrid and Leipzig. They made sure that even though it was a draw, they were the ones that qualified, and that was enough for them. Not every day 7-0, 8-2.
Yeah, and to a very important topic. Everybody is shouting on social media, no, Foden is the best, Saka is the best, who is the best? Everybody's talking. And for me, Salah is the king. So I don't need to argue. I don't need to argue it out.
We are not comparing Salah.
No, Salah is on another level. We all agree about that.
So what do you think? Foden, Saka, Oluwaseun?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Saka. I don't like calling him Saka. I'm gonna pick Bukayo. Okay, let me go by Bukayo Saka. I mean, he has been impressive. And when you look at the stats, and this is my problem, especially with Arsenal fans, consistency with stats. It's easy for you to pick stats that favor your players. Yeah, I'm going to go with the stats. It's looking good. On paper, even based on eye tests, Saka has been very impressive. But when the table is turned and you bring out another stat that does not favor Arsenal fans, they will start changing out. But on this, I think I will pick Saka. But the idea that Saka is miles better than Foden is what I don't agree with. Because when you look at Foden is able to play across, the forward line, can play in the midfield. I mean, people can also talk about Saka, starting from left back and moving to wings. But I think Foden, when you look at the kind of, squad that he's playing for, start-studded squad, especially when you look at his development, trying to get game time, he has really tried. But kudos to Saka anyways. Saka has been the face of Arsenal currently, banging in the goals, creating the assist. And so he deserves his flowers, yeah.
What do you think, maybe? Of course, Saka.
Yeah, it's going to be Saka. Yeah.
Of course, for most people that I know will go for Saka because Saka has been putting in the work for a longer period. That doesn't take away from Foden's talent. But what I believe is that Saka has shown himself consistently over the years. He has been a regular starter for Arsenal. It's a different discussion if they say, "Oh, will Saka start for City?" I would say that's up to the coach, right? Because I don't think Saka is so below Foden that you are so certain that it is Foden that will start. If for an unbiased coach, it is still up to the coach to look at both of them and say, okay, for this game I want to use Foden, or for this game I want to use Saka. But for me, I'll go for Saka because we have to look at their records over the years. Foden was trying to break into the team, maybe because it is star-studded, maybe. But then Saka is even in the English team, in the England team, most times Saka tends to start ahead of Foden. Maybe that will change in the future. I don't know. The only thing is that we sometimes football discussions doesn't have to be black or white. There may be in a gray area. So I saw tweets from Arsenal fans saying miles ahead. I saw tweets from City fans too, or City sympathizers that said Foden is miles ahead. I don't think anyone is miles ahead of the other in terms of skill. So that miles ahead thing, they should take it out. But for now, I'll go for Saka, honestly.
Yeah, like you said, sorry, I don't know. Like you said, it depends on how, the managers, like the specific manager wants to set up, and I think that's one of those things that has played against Foden, even in the national team, based on how Gareth Southgate is trying to set up. And so because of, Saka showing up all the time for England, at least we can agree that at this point, Saka is better than Foden. Yeah.
For me, I'm in the middle. I don't think anyone is in quotes better than each other because, in the words of our legend, Hazard, pure footballing skill. Pure footballing skill. Maybe Foden. Maybe.
But if one of them is to replace Salah, let's say Salah is retiring or something, who would you pick?
None.
And you can pick only one. Huh?
None.
No, that's no. You're not sincere. Yeah.
No. Because when it comes to the way Liverpool play, but Jurgen Klopp is going anyway. But at this present time, the way Liverpool play, I don't think Saka or Foden can do what Salah does, like the way Salah will do it. Even when
if I look at it, someone that will play exactly like Salah. I'm talking of someone that can
not even play exactly. I mean even fit in with the way we play formation wise. Salah sometimes goes deep into 10, plays 9, and at the same time plays 11 and the same game. I don't think Saka can do that. I'm not sure Foden can do that because he doesn't really have the pace that Salah has to fulfill that kind of stuff. So if you want to say someone that might replace Salah in quotes and play the same formation, then I don't think it's going to be Foden or Saka either ways. But definitely either one can play for Liverpool, of course.
All right, Temi. So in an hypothetical situation, you are to choose between Saka or Foden to replace Salah. It's a simple question.
Just to join your attack.
Just to join, like you want one of them. You have to choose one of them.
I think I'll choose Foden based on the fact that he can play all the fronts.
Oh yeah, all the front line. Yeah, that's a good one.
And he can also play 10. And he can also play 10 in the midfield, probably where Szoboszlai can play in case of injury or anything. So Foden is more versatile, as the case may be. Like the John O'Shea's, from Manchester United, he can play left, right, center, everything. So yeah.
And I think the fact that he played with David Silva, Sane, actually helped him a lot. He was able to learn how to play those different positions. Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not Maven. It's not because of any. No, I've already confided in my mind that you are a hater. So don't worry. You have made your decision. I've made mine. That you are just eating on my team and my star boy.
Ball Saka. But what do you think? Who is winning the league? Yes, Liverpool 63 points, Manchester City 62, Arsenal 61. And if you look at the remaining games, Maven, who is winning the league?
Well, there is what the heart says, and then there is what the head says, right? So I'm going to try to balance it. In my heart, I want Arsenal to win it. It's been 20 seasons now. Is it 20 seasons? Yeah, that Arsenal won the league last. Arsenal needs to get something, even though if it is just to remove this banter thing that Oluwaseun does to me, because that's why he doesn't want me to win the league. Because so that where is your EPL? Once we remove that and we get one UCL, you know that the banter has finished, right? Before it used to be trophyless, but now it is where is your EPL? So hopefully Arsenal can get it. But in my head, I would say the winner of the league will be the one that wins the most matches. That's the truth. I know that this weekend, Arsenal is moving at least second on the table, provided that we win against Brentford. Because if Liverpool wins and Arsenal wins, Manchester City goes to third, right? And then even if it's a draw, Arsenal still after Arsenal will fragment to the first. Am I right? The first position. Yeah, and then so that's why I said. But then we still also have City, and then we have Manchester United, who I don't know how they might be when we play. We still have.
And you have Chelsea.
We have Chelsea, but I don't count Chelsea as the man. I'm going to 5-0.
No problem. No problem.
When I go chop them. So I need to hit back. Allow me. We have Chelsea also. We have Aston Villa. So Arsenal has their work cut out for them. I really hope we win the league, but if we don't, honestly, it's been a wonderful season. I actually predicted that Arsenal may not be able to have that chance that we bottled last season. So, but if we win it, honestly, I'll be so grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think Liverpool have the remaining games Liverpool have is like the toughest. They have Man City, Brighton, Man United, Fulham, Crystal Palace, West Ham. Tottenham is still there for Liverpool. And for Arsenal, the same. I think the games will be tricky at the end of the season. And like you said, the one with the most wins would definitely, at this point, if you draw, I think you are off. If you draw or lose, I think you are off. So you have to keep grinding and keep getting the result. What do you think, Oluwaseun? Who is winning the league?
Yeah, Man City is made for this kind of season. I mean, the past with Gundogan, it will have been game over. But I don't know what is happening right now. Apart from the last game that they played against Manchester United, that they won 3-1, I mean, they have been trying, just 2-1, I mean, it has not been a very good performance over time. All right, but I feel like if they get a very good result against Liverpool at Anfield, that would be a very big statement, and I'm going to tip them for the league. So I'm just waiting for that game, Liverpool, Man City. Whatever the result is, if Man City win, then they're going to win the league.
No chance for my team.
I'm not going to pick Arsenal.
What
Even if it is 2 games to go, I won't pick Arsenal.
Yeah, but really, to be honest, because Arsenal is my club, but then our last game of the season is Everton, and Everton is trying to avoid anything that will take them towards the relegation. All those last 2-3 games of the season can be very, very tricky. Then you see some teams that have not played good football all this while, they become prime City or prime Barca or Messi's Barca. They just begin to play. You're like, where have you hidden all these skills all this while? So it's very tricky, actually.
Of course, Liverpool will be here at the end of the season.
I will be there no matter what.
I'll be there. The day we win the league, be sure that our next edition after that, I'm decked in all Arsenal merchandise. I'm wearing
I don't want that
from head to toe.
I don't want that day to come.
If you don't even come,
just make sure you don't come to the program that day. Allow me to host the whole program.
Aston Villa will win the Premiership before Arsenal.
That's not going to happen. Very soon. Very, very soon.
Guys, it's been an amazing time on the show. Thank you for staying tuned with us. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Who is winning the league? Who do you think is better between Saka and Foden? And who is the better coach when it comes to in-game management?
Yep.
ETH.
No, Pochettino.
Also, if they can predict the Liverpool and Man City match also.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Let's keep the gossip going. We'll see you again next week when we're doing the reviews of the game. All right, from me, myself, and I, Temi, Maven, and Oluwaseun, we say thank you, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Everyone.
Bye, everyone.